And off we go. Time to tweet out the stream to help the audience roll in. If the bloody thing will load. Welcome, future people. And this is going to be a pretty laid back one. We're going to be joking around with an old Islands of Adventure stream. At least that's the plan. And also just chatting about what the next couple of months look like on the old Doggans front. Here's all the boring setup part that you'll skip through in the playback. Hello, hello, hello. This does have some of the footage with Fake and Burrow. Oh, a storyboard animatic based on the Mario and Luigi video. Oh, that is. You'll have to show me when it's ready. Just setting a few more things up here. Bop, 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 bop. Hello, everyone. How was your January? The age-old question. Happy birthday! Thank you for spending part of it here with this impromptu. Yeah, I said at the beginning of the year I wanted to do at least one public and at least one Patreon live stream every month, and I realized this was my last chance to do a public one before the month is over. So here we are. Yes, we're all awaiting that vaccine, awaiting instructions. Okay. So we have several people watching on YouTube, which checks out because that's where my audience tends to be. And we may or may not get people watching on Twitch as well. You know, we'll see. And Twitter just crashed, so you know that's extra fun. And I'm, of course, using the phone for my camera because my camera phone is so much better than my laptop phone or my laptop camera. Yeah, I can only imagine how rough school during #these trying times can be. God bless you all. I am also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Doggans87. It's just simulcasting, the YouTube live streams to Twitch at the same time, just in, desperate hopes of seeing if I can expand my audience in any which way, because that's all I do is look for desperate hopes to expand the audience. You know how it is. You know the game. You know the rules, and so do I. Chandler's watching on Twitch. Hello. I will do my best to, since we got people watching in 2 different chat rooms, I will try to make sure I highlight every specific comment I respond to in real time. If you're watching this after the fact, it's probably on YouTube because that archives these things much longer than Twitch does. Okay, cool. All right, it's been tweeted out, so people have had their chance to join us. Welcome, one and all, to the first public stream of 2021, the first public Doggin stream. Here we are. 1 month down, 11 to go for all this. So I hope everyone is. I hope everyone's hanging in there, doing the best that they can under the circumstances, and we're gonna just have some fun this evening. Nothing super exciting necessarily, just a casual time. But as you recall, towards the beginning of the pandemic, I did a few live streams where I riffed, sort of impromptu, unscripted riff on some old theme park specials. So I thought doing that occasionally would be fun again. So you're trying to watch on both Twitch and YouTube. So I'm curious which one has more of a delay. Yes, we will get to see outdated CGI Spidey, because what we are going to watch tonight is a rip to YouTube of a VHS that I didn't know about until a few months ago. An Islands of Adventure promotional VHS, which has a lot of the same footage. So those of you who recall, those of you who recall the Blitztravaganza, those many years ago, I used a lot of footage from that TV special about Islands of Adventure called Total Immersion Theme Park for the 21st Century. But it's it's the version of that special on YouTube was really low resolution because it was taped off of TV, and it was, a little staticky. It was not great footage, but it was all the B-roll of that kind that I knew where to find. Then a few months ago, I found this special, which has a lot of the same B-roll and is in slightly higher quality, not significantly higher quality, but higher enough that I wish I had found this at the time I was originally making the Blitztravaganza. But I did end up using some of the footage from this video in the D-list I did a few months back about characters shared by Disney and Universal. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun goofing on this, which it's actually a pretty well done promotional video, I think. But, we can always have fun riffing on theme park stuff. And by the way, if you're interested in seeing the latest scripted riff of mine, that will go up at the end of February, but you can watch it right now on Patreon for a $2 pledge. And for those of you who are patrons, all the regular bonus content will be coming back this month. There will be a new At Home with the Doggans on Tuesday. There will be a new Throw Forward Thursday on Thursday. And in fact, when we're done here, I'm going to put up a poll on Patreon asking the patrons which Blitz California clip. I have a couple of Blitz California clips ready to show, and I'm going to ask them, of the ones I have ready, which one they want to see next. So that's just a little of what's going on soon. But in the meantime, let us take a look at this look back into the early days of Islands of Adventure. We got Spidey, the Grinch, and Woody. All the big stars. I like how the text curls up with the roller coaster like that. That's just silly.
It's already being called the theme park for the 21st century. Without a doubt, it's the world's most technologically advanced. But what all this amazing high-tech wizardry really means is Islands of Adventure has more family fun and excitement than any place on Earth. Join us for a priceless play date with the most famous creations of children's literature.
They always show that clip of a costumed cat on the cat ride.
Mythical romance and heart-stopping thrills on the lost continent. If you still think dinosaurs are extinct, our amazing journey through Jurassic Park just might change your minds. We plunge right into the hysterical antics of the world-famous comic strip stars of Toon Lagoon. Then, break through the 3D
Those fuzzy Popeye characters are very off-putting.
Of Marvel Superhero Island. Welcome to Islands of Adventure, where the adventure comes alive every day.
Welcome, adventurers. Good to see you. Welcome, adventurers.
Our first stop is the port of entry, where we are welcomed by the island's charming and mysterious citizens.
Hey, you, up there.
Boy, do they know a lot about this place.
That is our proudest landmark, the Port of Entry Lighthouse.
So this guy's got a hell of a loft, Mike.
3 feet. Exactly. I measured. Its light has lit the way for travelers from all over the world.
Oh, I'd love for Rudish-style Woody shorts. Be better than the live-action movie.
I'm the official storyteller here, so I know the story. Oh, you can tell by the architecture the port of entry has been on this very spot for hundreds of years.
You can tell by the architecture that we just built 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell you fortune. I'm very, very good. Yeah, let me see the hand. Yeah, very good.
You could say Knots has a voyage to the Iron Grip.
You're gonna get a little wet.
With so much to look forward to, it's time to choose our first adventure. Whatever island we decide on first, adventure lies ahead.
Seuss Landing, excellent choice. Give my regards to the good doctor, and don't forget to try the green eggs. It's part.
They just don't have face characters just harassing you anymore the way they used to. Just like second guessing your every choice at the entrance of a theme park. The streetmosphere has gone a bit downhill at Islands of Adventure.
Parsley in the chicken feed. My idea.
Seuss Landing is truly one of a kind. It's the first and only place on Earth where the outrageous literary creations of Dr. Seuss come to life.
That kid is so underwhelmed by seeing the Cat in the Hat.
If I ran the zoo, who search far and wide for the world's most unusual creatures. Well, this interactive playground is more fun than even that famous boy zookeeper could have imagined.
I think for the fortune teller, they were like,
Pride and joy
Brooklyn
the
is the least offensive way we can take this.
There's never been a carousel quite like it. And you better believe there never will be. With all its rides, creature comforts, and child-friendly activities, we think Seuss Landing is the island of adventure they built for fun.
YouTube crashing?
Not for speed.
For fun, not for speed. Way to really sell it to the older siblings. But this is that's the comment I meant to click. Yeah, let's talk about that, because during most of the year they have the fuzzy Grinch character, but then during Grinchmas they have the Jim Carrey Grinch character. So they have both the cartoon Grinch costume and a they have a book illustration Grinch costume and a Jim Carrey Grinch costume. Like, are they gonna add a Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch costume next and just really just an Illumination Grinch as well? And there's just it's into the Grinchiverse over here.
They even have their very own musical street show.
Not that anymore.
This mustn't stop now. This mustn't stop now. And I know how. With my reverse zoom, I will soon bring nothing for everyone, and for everyone, nothing.
Of course,
yeah, they got rid of that
can't
show.
Do Seuss Landing without taking a spin with the cat who started it all.
Make that cat go away. You do not want to play.
Make that cat go away. His eyes are terrifying.
You will have to get rid of it. I always pick up my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know.
I think the biggest park presence, I think the biggest presence in the park for the Illumination Grinch was when they put those insult comic Grinch billboards on the side of the Mummy building, so you could see them going down the Starway. Which, to be fair, were actually, like, the jokes they had on the USH ones were actually pretty funny. Because that was when Jurassic Park was down to be for the Jurassic World changeover. So one of them was being like, "Oh, I bet you can't wait to ride Jurassic." Oh, wait. And the other one was like, "Oh boy, everyone's favorite ride, the escalator." And it's nice to see Universal making fun of itself instead of making fun of other parks for a change.
Goodbye, everybody. See you again soon.
Is that Horton's voice?
Just over the bridge from Seuss Landing, we are swept into a mysterious world. A mythical land long buried beneath the sea in the ruins of ancient history. A realm of power, pageantry, and
About
glory.
half of this is still there.
Atlantis. Greetings, travelers. I am Merlin. Welcome to the Lost Continent.
The real mystery.
If you're Merlin, where's my secret sorcerer's cards?
This exciting never got lost.
Civilization of Atlantis was known throughout the ancient heavens for its bounty and its beauty. Yet as they thrived, they
So many
stirred
extreme
the
close-ups.
envy of powerful forces. Mighty and jealous gods Poseidon and Zeus were engaged in an earthly battle. It caused the seas to rise up and bury this legendary splendor for all eternity. Within these ancient walls, this fateful story is forever preserved. Poseidon's fury escaped from the lost city.
One dark and dreadful day, Atlantis and Poseidon rose up against Zeus.
And just what do you intend to do about it?
I never saw this version of Poseidon.
Yes, this is a mysterious land, filled with romance and adventure. But you need not believe me. Simply ask the fountain. It's magic with attitude.
Hey, Francis, how old are you?
I'd like to point out that right now both Scar and LeChuck are Disney characters, so Scar versus LeChuck could be part of Kingdom Hearts.
13. Francis, have you ever been in love? No.
That's very depressing, Francis.
You in the blue shirt. Hey, cutie patootie, come here. Nanny, nanny, boo boo, I got you
The asshole fountain.
Who knew that families in the Dark Ages could have so much fun?
I have to get the 4 green beads over here and the 4 yellow beads over here. Francis, this would not be the answer.
But as we soon discover, they lived for adventure.
This is the village of Sinbad, the sailor, brave hero of one of history's most famous legends, 1001 Tales of the Arabian Nights.
Oh, God.
All wondrous is this courageous adventure. The 8th voyage of Sinbad.
Shush kebab. And dueling dragons no longer there.
This is the castle of Merlinwood Forest, the site of a powerful battle between 2 fearsome dueling dragons, one with breath of fire and the other ice. Once inside these walls, there is no escape but to ride the dragon as they duel in the sky.
I do like how we're sticking with this Merlin character for a while, because it is the only, even though it's based on public domain legends, it's the only semi-original IP of Islands of Adventure.
Once ice has been tamed, is it not human nature to then challenge fire?
Is it? Anyway, gone.
Ever since we saw the first movie, we've wondered, what would it be like to jump back 65 million years to Earth's primordial past, to a time when dinosaurs ruled.
What is this
Now
non-Jurassic
you
music?
Hey, there's Mr. Hammond, the man who created it all.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Hello, Fake-Tured Fakenborough.
This absolutely unique prehistoric paradise is unbelievable.
This absolutely
The first
unique
and
clone of a
only
ride from Hollywood.
biologically engineered preserve of animals that, well, used to be extinct. We can fly through the sky with enormous pterodons, have water fights in Camp Jurassic, a land older than 1,000,000 lifetimes. And everywhere we go, dinosaurs.
You know, they say Jurassic Park is an adventure. 65 million years in the making. But here at the hatchery, our adventures just take a matter of seconds. And you don't want to miss one of these. One of the smallest, yet the greatest wonders here at the park. The birth of a living, breathing baby dinosaur.
Do they still do this effect?
That little guy is Exhibit A of the most powerful genetics factory created since man's expulsion from Eden.
Are you really making dinosaurs?
Using DNA replication. The basic building
He's got such like a fake mall Santa beard.
Time.
That means they're cloning.
You're going to grow up to be a biotechnologist, young lady. And we could use all the help we can get.
Yeah, they own the music. Okay, this is like... I've seen another one that we might do for this someday, for another stream sometime. There was a promo video for back when the park was Disney MGM Studios, which was showing all the attractions. And somehow they licensed the Star Wars and Indiana Jones music for use in the video. But for Little Mermaid, they used a sound-alike of Part of Your World. And it's like, what the hell? That's the one you actually owned at the time.
This is our Triceratops encounter. This is where our guests have the opportunity to see a living.
So yeah, this footage was also in that other special, and I wish I had found this version of this footage when I was making the original videos because it's slightly higher res.
Even Simon, mother, you're gonna say hello to my friends.
Then things get a little hairy.
What if the dinosaurs get out again? I mean...
Again.
Could they?
There's a security breach at the Raptor pen.
Good B-roll of the on-ride video.
All park security systems have shut down. If anyone can hear me, do not panic. I'm coming to help you.
Dick Attenborough, good. Whimsical whistling music for Jurassic Park The Ride.
The knowledge we've gained in Jurassic Park will transform every aspect of human life. Nothing will ever be the same again. So
Ever be the same again.
And kids, remember to mind your studies.
Thanks, Mr. Hammond. We will.
Thanks, Mr. Hammond.
The journey back from Jurassic Park leads us right into the funny papers. Before we can say, are we having fun yet? We find ourselves captured in the hilarious
It's really bold to ask that
adventures
question.
of the famous cartoon stars of Toon Lagoon.
Okay, first off, in all the times I've been to the park, I never saw a Dudley meet and greet character, but let's back up just a second for that. Let's unpack this Betty Boop fuzzy character. Let's I don't know. It's I get that it is, you know, Betty Boop's head shape and everything, but I don't know. By the time I first came to the park, they were already switching to face characters for these particular cartoons, and it's less off-putting, I think. It's okay. Yes, there is that element of it where Betty Boop is an underage character, and the sexualization of Betty Boop is weird to begin with. And maybe the terrifying fuzzy character is less sexualized than just the normal attractive human woman in a wig and dress. But Yes, exactly. It's like that weird Jessica Rabbit in Disneyland Paris. All the unwanted male attention. Still, nothing is worse than 1 year I was at Magic Mountain during Fright Fest. I think it was 2016, and they turned the DC area into a Suicide Squad scare zone, but mostly it was just meet and greet opportunities. And boy, let me tell you, with all those drunk dudes there, the actresses playing Harley Quinn at those meet and greets, they were braver than the troops. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine, Haley.
Of Toon Lagoon.
Anyway, let's not look at that too much longer.
Step back, step back, police. Help us.
What's this tuneless tune song?
Here we come to brighten your day. We're your Toon Lagoon favorites. We love to dance and sing and play.
Believe me, this is one place where a picture is worth 1,000 words.
It's almost Bullwinkle music. Yeah, she still got it. Wah, wah. Oh, Grandma.
It is possible to make it through these white-knuckle, whitewater rapids without getting drenched. But don't bet the farm on
I got so wet on Popeye that I had to get my annual pass replaced because it just got soaked right through my pocket. I own that book. It's a good book. It's in the other room. I could have brought it out here.
In Toon Lagoon, it doesn't take long to forget who's the cartoon and who's not.
Yeah, again, the Popeye face characters are also kind of weird because Popeye's face is always weird, but slightly better than the fuzzy Popeye.
Uh-oh. Snidely Whiplash has Nell tied to the tracks.
Yeah, that happens in every episode.
More to the point, can we survive this wild final plunge without getting completely soaked? Curses. Foiled again.
Hey, that's my life.
There's some Hans Conried in here. Just archive Hans Conried. There's Little Orphan. Okay, they really try to make Toon Lagoon exciting, and the thing is, Toon Lagoon has good water rides and not much else to it. I appreciate all the references to old cartoon characters, but yeah, I've never seen a Dudley meet and greet character. I've seen Bullwinkle a couple of times, but I've never seen Dudley. I did hear about the original Ripsaw Falls plans, and I think it would have been very interesting, probably very unwieldy. And I just don't know how it would have been doable in actuality. But as a Blue Sky, did you all see the blue sky for the Monsters Drive-In attraction that a Universal creative person posted? It was going to be, I think this was supposed to be like one of the e-tickets for the Monsterland in Epic Universe. I don't know if they just leaked it because they're shelving Epic Universe or because they replaced it with a different plan. I will try to find the link. I will post in the chat after, or if somebody else can find the link, because my computer is running too slow to do all these things at once. But I was most intrigued by the notion that the ride would not have the same exact path each time. Like, that was what was most interesting to me. But we'll... Yeah, so it basically looks like, it sort of looks like the sci-fi drive-in diner sort of thing, except it's actual vehicle rides. And apparently the opening scene is like the car you're in drives into the drive-in screen where like Bride of Frankenstein is playing, and then you drive through different monster movie scenes. And I hope they actually do build it, because it looks super fun. I have not been on Hulk since they changed it. Really, most of the changes that have happened to this park happened after I last left Florida. Like, for the first 11 years of this park's run, the only real change was changing part of Lost Continent into Wizarding World. Anyway, let's get to Universal's Disney land.
Compared to our next adventure, Toon Lagoon is a walk in the park.
Tonight, the Sinister Syndicate has taken its criminal rampage to a new level.
Doom.
The atmosphere is electric with excitement. Fantasy and reality begin to blur in our minds. We seem to leap straight into the pages of the world's most thrilling comic books.
I appreciate that this video does use a lot of
Marvel Superhero Island.
the actual in-park
We are
music.
surrounded by the most treacherous villains and the greatest heroes in the entire comic universe. Holy cow! It's Spider-Man!
Hey, Spidey here, and welcome to my city. Don't get the wrong
I
idea.
own this city,
Get perfectly
bitches.
safe with me, but stay close together and hold children by the hand. Okay? Let's check out the action.
You are the last and final piece of my plan. Your terror, sucked from the very marrow of your being, will fill my fear fuel reservoir and make me the most powerful man on Earth. Now, put your head against the headrest. I don't want to miss a drop.
Is it scary?
Prepare to be terrorized.
Ask the supervillain if their ride is scary.
Thanks to you weak mortals, I finally have the power I need to crush the Fantastic Four. The triumph
So-
of Dr. Doom is at hand.
So Dr. Doom is powering his plan based on our scream, so it's basically a Monsters, Inc. ride.
Are you ready for the greatest ride on the island? You come out like a bullet, then invert into a 110-foot rolling dive. G-forces you can only dream about. And then you go weightless. But hey, you're upside down, so what does it matter?
What an
You're gonna wanna
unenthusiastic
keep it.
ride attendant.
Trust me.
But hey, you're upside down, so what does it matter? I do appreciate Marvel Superhero Island as kind of the last remnant of 90s Marvel, like the Fox Kids Saturday morning version of Marvel.
Oh, it was fantastic. Really brutal curves.
I rode Doctor Doom once, but I don't know if I've ever been on Storm.
Crime reports are coming in from all over the city.
Now we're
I'm starting
talking.
to get worried. Did you see that? The spider signal. With Spider-Man nearby, trouble can't be far away.
This ride does things that haven't been invented yet. Trust me, superheroes don't lie.
How can a ride do things that haven't been invented yet if the ride exists? You're talking nonsense, Spider-Man. And you say superheroes don't lie.
Dimension-shattering 3D action. Amazing pyrotechnics. High-speed motion simulator. All guaranteed to electrify every sense in your body. And some you didn't even know you had. Well, that about wraps things up. Thanks for
I
dropping
get it.
by. I'd like to stick around, but hey, I gotta fly.
The costume
I'm just
design isn't
glad
even the same as the
Spider-Man's on our
cartoon
side.
design.
Especially tonight.
What incredible adventures! And what unforgettable memories! Each unique, action-packed island is filled with more family fun and excitement than you can ever imagine. Now we know what they mean when they invite us to live the adventure. Yet, Islands of Adventure is just the beginning of our great family vacation at Universal.
Load, you damnable YouTube.
Quality writing makes your schoolwork better.
Okay, go away,
And
Grammarly
helps you
ad.
stand out in the process.
I'm guessing we're about to get some copyrighted music if we got a sudden Grammarly ad.
Universal Orlando. Believe it or not, right next door is Universal Studios Florida.
What?
Not only is this the greatest motion picture
Believe
theme
it or
park
not?
of them all, it's the largest working film and television studio outside Hollywood.
Believe it or not,
is
the
like
park
riding
is
the
next
movies.
door.
All our favorite attractions just keep getting better. E.T. Twister, Ride It
Gone.
Out. Jaws.
Gone.
Back to the Future, the ride.
Gone.
And Terminator 2, 3D.
Gone.
Across time. And now we can shoot it out with the meanest, ugliest desperados
Still there for now.
ever to invade a studio back lot. That's right. Men in Black, Alien Attack. And guess who's got the absolute favorite spot for kids? It's Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone, with famous attractions like Curious George Goes to Town and A Day in the Park with Barney. There's more fun here per square inch than any place on Earth. Connecting these two incredible theme parks is the phenomenal Universal CityWalk. There's more
Okay, before we get
dynamite.
to CityWalk, before we get to Margaritaville, I mean, technically, yeah, Mikey. So let's talk about the fact that Islands of Adventure has barely changed since opening. The biggest change is they opened Potter Other than that, it's mostly just been they've updated rides. They haven't really replaced a lot of things. They've just updated things. Spider-Man got updated. Hulk got updated. There's a new Jurassic coaster coming, and Dueling Dragons got replaced. But other than that, it's mostly things been updated. And Universal Studios Florida Park has barely any of the things they had when this special aired, or when this video was released in 2000. So Islands of Adventure, I mean, I think part of it is just a testament to the fact that Islands of Adventure, they actually figured out themed lands in that park in a way they didn't really in Universal. So they couldn't really swap things out as easily as they can at the other park. But it's oh, that's true. They added Kong at Islands of Adventure. So they've added a few things, but the only thing they've really replaced is Dueling Dragons. And I guess they closed Sinbad. So yeah, Islands of Adventure, they just got right out of the gate. And Universal Studios Florida, I mean, I'm not saying all the replacements have been improvements, but there have certainly been a lot more changes there than there were at Islands of Adventure. Anyway, excuse me. Anyway, let's visit the Orlando Sector Keeper.
World famous family and fine dining on this action-packed street than just about anywhere in the universe. And if you're looking to get a nightlife, the music, live performances, and pure energy of CityWalk's rockin' nightclubs are guaranteed to bring the house down every night.
Every single night.
This is where you'll find the biggest Hard Rock Cafe in the world, with superstar.
I will say this about Hard Rock Live. Hard Rock Live is where I saw one of the best one of the best concert experiences I've ever had. Two of them actually at the same concert, because Hard Rock Live was where I saw Weird Al on the Alpocalypse tour. And there were two moments in particular that I'm very glad I saw with an Orlando crowd. One was Skipper Dan, where he started off in like these like sort of like master thespian robes, threw them off, had an authentic Skipper uniform underneath. Crowd went fucking nuts. I have to imagine a large percentage of the crowd was cast members and possibly Jungle Cruise skippers. And the second moment in that same concert was the tour where he added Grim Grinning Ghosts to the Yoda chant at the end. So imagine the cheers of an Orlando crowd when Grim Grinning Ghosts plays. That is just I think of concert moments I wish I could relive, and it's pretty much those.
Star concerts year-round at Hard Rock Live.
A lot of dancing.
World-class hotels are just around the riverbed. The luxurious beauty
just
and
around the riverbed.
The Italian Riviera awaits at the Portofino Bay Resort, the Lowe's Hotel, and the brand new Hard Rock Hotel is destined to be a contemporary masterpiece.
Wild West Stunt Show gone.
At Universal Orlando, there's something exciting for everyone. Thanks for sharing our amazing journey through Islands of Adventure, the theme park for the 21st century.
Yeah, do that.
This is where the adventure
They're really
comes
proud of that
alive.
one Hulk loop. And now there are actual credits for this special. Oh, John Candor II. I wish I had your job, just writing promotional videos for theme parks.
What was the most exciting thing that you did today?
The Hulk ride.
The guest surveys are done by the characters now.
Spider-Man! The Spider-Man dance. Did you have a wonderful adventure today?
It's fantastic. Really, really fantastic. You get completely drenched. Expected. What's better? Your friends then get drenched as well.
This is what's wild. They even credit the characters. Like, what other theme park promotional video would do that?
Were you fire or ice? I was fire.
Credit the guests and the park characters.
I'm there! I'm hip! I'm happening! Did they let you into Jurassic Park?
Let's just ignore the storyteller being hip and happening. But yeah, even the fuzzy characters get... Hold on a second. Back up the credits here a second. Well, one of the Marvel teens was named Ashley, so maybe that was Ashley Eckstein's professional name at the time. I don't know.
That's amazing. Because...
Okay, yeah. They were still calling him Brutus, not Bluto? Wild. I know the Brutus-Bluto rights issues were one of those complicated things when they weren't sure what belonged to Paramount, when they weren't sure what belonged to Paramount and what belonged to King's Feature Syndicate, but it was eventually determined that Bluto, like, they created the character of Brutus because they weren't sure if Bluto, if they had the Bluto rights, but then it turned out they did have the Bluto rights, so... Okay, so yeah, so before she was a Disney voice actress, she was an actress in this Universal thing. I wonder if all the cast are like park employees for this, like if even the guests are people who work at the parks, because like again, the fact that they're crediting the actors who play the fuzzy characters, which is something Disney would never do in a promotional thing. Yeah, Sissoko was at Universal. So, there you go. So yeah, I wonder if it was just if everybody who appeared on camera in this was a Universal team member. Very interesting. I also know, like, the theme park acting circuit in Orlando, like, there are very few people who only act at one of the parks. But you would think even for, like, union things, they wouldn't credit the fuzzy characters.
Around that place, stomping on people. I'm glad you had a great time, a wonderful time. Come back again and experience yet another adventure. Take care.
Adventure. And then everything we licensed for this park. So that was the Universal Studios Islands of Adventure 2000 parentheses VHS capture close parentheses, uploaded to YouTube by as soon as it goes out of the full screen I can check. Uploaded by Zombie Boy with a 2 instead of a Z, 2 Zombie Boys VHS Vault. So, but if you just search YouTube for Islands of Adventure VHS, it's the first result. So, yeah, again, a source of B-roll that I wish I had when I was doing the original Blitztravaganza, but I have it now for B-roll as I need it for talking about Florida things, so that's good. Again, it's a lot of the same footage that's in the Total Immersion special, which is more about the construction of the park. There's a lot of the same B-roll. There's the same fake shirt Fakenborough, but now we know the name of fake shirt Fakenborough because he was actually credited in the video, but I forget what the name was. I like how they just call him Mr. Hammond. Like he's not John Hammond. He's just kindly old Mr. Hammond who threatens us all with dinosaurs. Right. So yeah, that was the Islands of Adventure special I wanted to revisit. I want to do more live streams with some more theme park specials and videos. At some point, I do want to do the various John Forsythe hosted Universal Studio specials, because those are fascinating with how while this one was full of like late 90s, early 2000s, like wackiness, come on for the whole family. Like those ones are filled with such gravitas as he describes the magic of cinema and the grand tradition. So yes, it's Dr. Hammond. Maybe sometime I could do the Danny K. Epcot special. I participated in a live tweet riff of it several years back for Epcot's 35th anniversary that Ben Lancaster, the director of Further Adventures of Walt's Frozen Head, put together, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, we could do a live stream of that one sometime. Yeah, at some point, I think I'm going to bring in guests to some of these streams, bring in some of the other gang to. The nice thing about StreamYard is I can just have them call right in, and we can all watch things together. Yeah, so, and for those of you who missed the beginning, I do want to be doing live streams more regularly, both publicly and a couple of Patreon exclusive ones. Just last week, my patrons know I did a Patreon live stream where we all helped me write the riff that is going up on the channel next month. There's a new Riffin' with Doggans short coming next month. And if you don't want to wait for next month, you can watch it on Patreon right now. It's called Achievement USA, and it is General Motors patting themselves on the back for making way too many cars. I would like to get, in particular, I think I'd like to get Tony and Charlie in for a stream at some point to look at the one Phantasmic we never covered in the special, which is the Tokyo Phantasmic. Because early on in the pandemic, the Tokyo Disneyland YouTube channel posted a pro shot of the Tokyo Phantasmic. And I haven't watched the whole thing, but that would probably be fun to visit. Oh, Mikey, if I do anything Hanna-Barbera related, you're the first person I'm calling. Also, Mikey, you'll be interested to know that an upcoming episode of the Patreon podcast that we do at Home with the Doggans is my wife and I talked about, we do a sub-series of the podcast called Things We Kinda Remember, which is just us discussing things we're nostalgic for, but things that we specifically have not done any research into recently, things we just vaguely remember from childhood. So we did a sub-series on, or we did an episode on the subgenre that was very big in the early 2000s and late 90s of movies about a fictional president's family. So First Kid, My Date with the President's Daughter, First Daughter, Chasing Liberty, like this whole weird subgenre. But I specifically talked a lot about Mail to the Chief, and Mikey and I have a fun history with that movie in particular. I could probably do a Halloween Horror Nights armchair. This past Halloween, I did an armchair where I pitched Disney horror mazes, so I could probably do one for next Halloween where I just pitch Horror Nights mazes I want to see. I might as well I might as well pull that up while we're talking about it. Hold on, let me bring up this video on your channel. I'm sure they'll get to it eventually on Disney Plus. That would be another good one to do. Obviously, there's a lot of baggage around Harry Potter right now. But that was a pretty good making of special. That would be a good one to cover, I think. I haven't been on the Cat in the Hat ride since 2012, so last I rode it, it was still fine. I did the DCA opening special in a live stream last year, which should still be on my YouTube channel. But I might revisit it or revisit parts of it. We did a live stream last year where we looked at the DCA opening day special and some clips of the very special episode of the Rosie O'Donnell Show covering DCA, featuring the cast of the Drew Carey Show. Let me find this. Mikey, you have so many videos. You are a very prolific producer. And I'm in exactly some of these. Okay, here's the one we're looking for. Let me get that all queued up. Yes, last year we did the DCA special with Barry Bostwick, Richard Kind, and Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood. I expect they're taking them out because they're giving them a sprucing up. Like, I expect the reason they took them out and replaced them with cardboard is because they want to give all three of them attention. But who knows? Maybe they're just saying to hell with it. All right, let's. All right, now we're talking. So this was during 2016, I believe, when Mikey was in town for VidCon. And as soon as it cooperates.
What's now?
It's rolling?
You haven't done enough!
Why are you being so blah?
Now, Dave, I have a gift for you.
Uh-oh. Hey, you're not allowed to gift wrap things for VidCon attendees. Oh.
Oh my God!
What is that?
You beautiful motherfucker!
So this is a delightful inside joke that started long ago.
Nailed to the chief?
No, there was a hashtag going around that was something like "letter to my past self" or something. I forget what it was.
Oh, I remember.
It was something to my past self, where like note to my past self, and it was hey, I just tweeted, hey, find out who borrowed that VHS copy of Mail to the Chief from you.
which was based on a true story where we owned this movie and lost it. Like, for some reason we owned it.
Our copy did not have a cover, though. It was a Blockbuster VHS. So it had a Blockbuster cardboard cover.
So it disappeared. We never found out about it. So I tweeted that as a joke. And moments later, Mikey tweeted, "Hey, like, note to past self, you should give Dave back that copy of Mail to the Chief." And
we've come full circle.
And then we've just kept referencing this thing that was based on 2 tweets. Like, it wasn't even a tweet conversation between us. It was just 2 separate. Like, you had to be following both of us, like, and paying attention on this one random night to understand the genesis of this inside joke that we just keep referencing and passing in like subtweets to each other and just like casual references in vlogs. And
so that begs
my date with the president's daughter in there.
Well, that begs the question: what the hell is Mail to the Chief?
This was an ABC Wonderful World of Disney movie in which Randy Quaid as the president.
Okay.
Which is really all you need to know. Sure. But Randy Quaid as the president starts, like, basically his administration teaches him how.
Tell me Bill Pullman plays a fighter pilot.
You would think so, but no. But, like, basically his team, which includes Holland Taylor, because of course it does, his team teaches him how to use the internet and email for the first time, because this was... What year was this? It doesn't say, but it was
like 97.
Yeah,
I'd be shocked if it was later than 98.
But basically, so the president starts lurking on chat rooms under...
And starts chatting with a middle schooler.
Starts chatting with a middle schooler who's like the middle schooler who's repeating everything his dad complains about the president. And so basically, apparently this is the first time the president has ever heard negative criticism. So he develops this bond with this middle schooler he met online.
Never had to face anyone in a debate or anything.
Really, I think the premise is supposed to be...
hasn't had to deal with the...
Or is this like some Gerald Ford type guy who never actually got elected?
The voting audience, average intelligence is the same of like a middle schooler who actually does well in school.
Sure.
So he starts going over his speeches and like he'll be.
I think we gotta watch this sucker. Do you have a VHS or no?
Not set up.
Okay, never mind.
But okay, so basically the middle school kid becomes the president's most trusted advisor.
Of course he does.
And the other important thing is the end credits song of this movie is the band Garbage doing a cover of "I'm Just a Bill" from Schoolhouse Rock.
And Garbage has a cameo in the film.
I actually don't think it actually is Garbage. They just talk a lot about garbage.
So this is the equivalent of Weird Al and Safety Patrol, basically.
Exactly,
it's the same thing. But to go from Weird Al to Garbage, I mean, that would have been like. I mean, they were big back in the day, and they were not for kids.
You also have to understand the reason Garbage is in the film is that they want to get them to. Well, it's I forget who they got to perform for their like middle school dance, but they wanted to get Garbage.
Right,
because this
For a middle school dance.
For a middle school dance.
Well, this is a Disney high school, middle school where, you know, the most famous person at the world is just at their disposal at any moment.
Of course.
Well, good for you,
Mikey.
You can just walk up to Weird Al after a show and say, "Hey, would you look at our video?" And he'll be like, "Sure."
The big joke of the movie, the moment that we were like, "That's hilarious," was when he's bowling with the president, and the president's daughter comes up and goes, "Hey, you were supposed to be watching First Kid with me in the presidential theater." And it's like, right, because that was another Disney film about the president.
Because
and his
Disney
kid.
has this
That movie was so bad. Even as a kid, I knew, like,
Disney
oh my god,
was really
she has
milking-
a heartfelt moment where it's like, don't you understand how hard it is to be president?
Disney has this whole subgenre of presidential family dramas in kids' movies.
Well, good for you, Mikey, and your dedication to the joke.
I was just looking on YouTube to see if I could find like the Garbage cover of "I'm Just a Bill." Nothing.
Yeah. The joke is dead now. We have this inside joke that we had for an audience of literally just the two of us, and then sometimes Nick when I told him about it later.
Yup.
Like, you beautiful son of a bitch.
I don't know why I ask questions too much.
I don't know why I ask questions that I already know the answer to, but who the fuck brought Gem and the holograms?
Me.
Of course! Of course it was Mikey! Who the hell else? Why the hell else?
Who brought
would
movie?
that fucking
Mikey.
movie be in this house?
I don't know. In this house, it's a toss-up, but
No,
toss-up between Mikey and Mikey.
Candles have standards, motherfucker.
Do we really?
Remind you, Nick was in Death of a Porn.
Exactly.
Yeah, you were in it. You didn't fucking buy
Do
it.
we have a watchable version of that?
It's on YouTube.
We do.
And I could also put it on a flash drive.
No. See, that's a trick question because there's no such thing as a watchable version.
We have a playable version.
Yeah,
playable version.
It's only watchable if you're
Viewable.
strapped in with your eyes pried open.
And at that point, your cataracts was literally shut down. It's
See, but if
defense mechanism.
No, if we were to watch Death of a Porn Crew, that's one that we need to wait for Charlie and Haley for.
Yes. Because it claims to be a horror film.
Yeah, they need to do a monster vlog on it.
I don't know how it's a horror film, but
Never mind.
Because it's
Those
scary.
are, we went to a
No, it's
store
not.
earlier today, and I just didn't want to leave my stuff in the car.
All right, I think this video's done.
And there's that. So yeah, that is Mikey and myself. That is our history with the Disney or with the ABC original movie Mail to the Chief, which is one of the topics that comes up in an upcoming episode of At Home with the Doggans is on patreon.com/Doggans. Not the next episode, but down the line an episode. And that video we just watched can be found on Mikey's channel, youtube.com/MikeyInsanity. And it's, I think, just look for Mikey Gives Doggans a Gift. And that will, yeah, it unveils the entire inside joke. I did pop into Buena Vista Street, like the first week it was open. I popped in for like 5 minutes and it was really underwhelming when nothing's there. I didn't want to stay too long. I didn't feel comfortable like actually eating anywhere and taking my mask off and any of that, but it was very surreal to be back in park property. It has not come up yet because I don't believe it's on Disney Plus yet, but yeah, I did an At Home with the Dogginses that'll be coming out soon on just President family movies. And by the way, the movie we were mentioning after talking about Mail to the Chief is a terrible movie Nick was in called Death of a Porn Crew. It's completely unwatchable. I've seen it 5 times. It's very bad. Nick is the only person with talent even anywhere remotely involved in the movie. Nick, by the way, has a YouTube channel now where he's doing react videos. He's going through Avatar: The Last Airbender, so look up Nick's channel. It's Creatively Bankrupt Reactions. And if you enjoy Nick as Artie, you'll enjoy him as himself watching things. I expect, unless things change again, that we'll get some sort of taste of Boysenberry Festival like all the food festivals Knott's did last year. Now that dining is open in California again, even though it really shouldn't be, I expect they'll do some sort of Boysenberry Festival. I also know several people who work at Knott's, and they are not allowed to tell me things, but I expect they'll do something. Because they just announced Mrs. Knott's is opening for outdoor dining again, so I expect some sort of Boysenberry Festival to happen again. Death of a Porn Crew does not involve Nick as a cocaine-induced executive, but it does involve him supposedly doing drugs at various points. I can't even describe how bad this movie is, and I do not recommend watching it. But Nick and I have talked about how someday we want to figure out what to do with the fact that he was in this movie. For a while, we didn't talk about it a lot publicly because Nick didn't want to burn any bridges with anyone involved in the movie. But I think he's past the point of caring on that. Oh, I'm doing stuff. We could do that for a live stream. Yeah, I am doing stuff involving the making of special in the Blitz Travelfornia, but that'll happen someday. So, what time is it? It is almost 7. We can chat here for a little bit longer. Right now, besides live chatting, so I took January off from releasing new stuff, but I'm getting back into the full swing of things now. All the Patreon bonus content is coming back. This Tuesday, there will be an At Home with the Dogganses. This Thursday, there will be a Throw Forward Thursday clip from the Blitz Travelfornia. It's still mostly going to be best ofs most of the month, but the last Sunday of the month, there will be a Riffin' with Doggans on a short called Achievement USA. And if you don't want to wait for then, you can watch the riff right now on Patreon. Oh, good for you, Max. That's very exciting. Brian, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as a Zoolander. I would like to go back to Florida sometime. It's been 9 years since I've been to Florida. Allie and I keep talking about how we need to take a Florida trip at some point. We were just never able to really afford to take the time off / afford the travel. But now that I have ins at almost every park in Florida, I don't know if all of them can get me in for free, but they might. Some of them might be able to help me get some deals, maybe. So then it's just the travel that's the hard part. I think the only way Universal Hollywood will ever get a second gate is if they manage to buy out the Lakeside Golf Course and put a park on the other side of that. Well done, Rob. I have been watching WandaVision. I like it a lot. I feel like I'd be having more fun with it if they were just doing the sitcom pastiche and not getting into plot. But I like Randall Park and Kat Dennings, so that might have been too spoilery to say that, so I apologize. It seems to be becoming a metaphor for avoiding grief by binge watching sitcoms, which is very relatable. I mentioned this earlier. I popped in for a few minutes, and it's very surreal to be there while everything's dead. And also, there was like smoke in the air from a nearby fire the day I went, which just added to the eeriness. So let's see. I forgot to have this rolling during the thing. These are the places you can follow me or give me money. I meant to have that strolling during the live stream, but I forgot to. That's okay. Tower of Terror, and yeah, there's no shortage of great, fun, cheesy theme park specials to go through. So I'll never run out of material for live streams. I don't think all of the live streams that we do will be theme park specials. you may recall in December, I did some live streams where I was playing Homestar Runner games. So I might do some fun things more like that. We also have, I still have so many things like, okay, I got this from the original Kickstarter, still haven't actually played it, but when it's safe to have people over, might have some people over and do an actual, like actually play the game on live stream. Nick also got me Back to the Future Dice Across Time for Christmas, so some board game live streams I think would be fun, especially because with StreamYard I can set it up where I can just get a few different phones set up to be different camera angles. I mean, that's a low bar to clear, Mark, but you're not wrong. Have fun with Jackbox. Jackbox would be another good thing to stream if I can actually get a computer that's capable of running Jackbox games and broadcasting them to stream at the same time. You know, good for them. I still think it's weird that they've been open this whole time, but hey. But now look at those hippos, they're wiggling their ears just like they've done for the last 50 years is true in both coasts. All right, I think we are wrapping things up here because I am running out of energy, but thank you all for joining me as we looked at as we joked around with an Islands of Adventure video. Not the cheesiest theme park special ever made, but certainly its fair level of hokey. And just a fascinating look at how much of a time capsule the park still is in a lot of ways. And I'm considering doing a D-list at some point, ranking all the Disney park movies. That would mean watching the pirate sequels I haven't seen yet. And that would mean watching, I think for the sake of the list, I would include Mission to Mars. So yeah, that might be what I do with Tomorrowland. So thank you all, friends, for joining us. We're going to do more fun streams in the future. If you have anything, either any special you'd like to see me cover in a stream, or just any other sort of thing you'd like to see us do in a stream, let me know what your ideas are. And you know, arguably you might have to include like Sleeping Beauty as well, because the attraction came first. But yeah, anything else you want to see us sort of goof on in a stream in unscripted riffs? Anything else you'd like to see us do in a stream? Any other sort of Allie and I talked about at some point maybe doing, honestly, a cooking stream because we have the Knott's Berry Farm cookbook, so that might be fun to play around with live. And we're going to be doing streams, we're going to be doing streams on YouTube and on Twitch and on Patreon. There are going to be Patreon exclusive streams this year, available to patrons at every level. You don't have to pledge at a higher level to see the Patreon streams when we do them. So if you want to see all the streams as we do them, join us on Patreon. But if you only want to see, if you can't afford to join the Patreon or just don't feel like it for whatever reason, if you only want to see the public streams, that's fine. As far as I know, the public streams will be archived forever on the YouTube channel. I know they're only archived for whatever long they're archived for on Twitch, but on youtube.com/Doggans, you should be able to revisit the stream whenever you want. And yeah, thank you all for joining us. And until next time, this is Dave signing off.